Welcome to Thursday, Terry. How are you feeling today, my friend?
Okay. I just can't get rid of this thing, the sinus infection thing. But
Still
other,
bothering you?
oh yeah, it's just as bad. I finished the antibiotics, so now I wrote to my doctor again, see what they can do. Because can't hear out of my ear, and it's white noise all the time, and nose still running.
The tendonitis, or what is it called? Tinnitus or something like
Well,
that?
I have that, but this is worse. This is something different. This is from that COVID. So
Long-lasting effects, huh?
yeah, yeah.
And to
So
think nobody's been punished for that, right?
I that's true. Nobody. Yeah. You're
Nobody.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing that there are no consequences sometimes for what's, I don't know. I'm not going to get into. I don't want to get us banned from YouTube as to where the potential origins of this nonsense are, but
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Got to be careful.
got to be careful. We can't have our overlords banning us, Terry. When we're just here to talk about horse racing anyway.
That's
Maybe
right.
in the comments section, you guys might have some thoughts. I don't know. So last night we had on trainer Scott Young with Ty Kennedy filling in again. Did you watch that, Terry?
I did. I liked the show again, just like the night before. And the guy was very informative. Learned a lot, So yeah, I think he had a, he did a really good thing. He started with what, one or two horses, and he's grown to
What
about
was
80.
given to him? It was not only
Yeah.
didn't start what it was given to him.
Yeah, that's true.
He got on a horse that was a little bit, a little
Feisty.
bit cantankerous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Because when I get older, sometimes I struggle to say the words. But yes, I remember them. I just can't pronounce them any longer. But hey, that's a side effect too of growing older, Terry, right?
I can attest to that.
So, but they said that there were a lot of four-letter words, surrounding that horse after it misbehaved. So, and then the owner said, if anybody wants this horse, they can have it. And then his wife, Scott Young's wife, said, "Oh, we'll take it." And then he threw some four-letter words out there, and the horse went on to win, I don't know, all sorts of races and put his kids through college. So
yeah, he won a stakes race even, and I think sometimes those cantankerous horses, because they're aggressive, that's why they end up being really good. So
yeah,
mild
well,
mannered ones sometimes stay in the middle of the pack. So
I guess kind of like people, right, Terry?
yeah,
Yes. What do they say? That good guys never finish first. So
that's right.
Well, I guess it's time for you and I to get a little meaner, Terry.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right. Well, you're always mean to me off air, Terry.
I am. Yeah.
People don't see that. Terry's like, when my picks lose, I get texts like, "Ha ha." The LOL emojis. Anyway, today we're going to head off to Belmont Park in Elmont, New York. So it makes me wonder why they named the track Belmont Park and not Elmont Park. But
yeah, I don't know.
In any case, the first race, it's a 9-race card today. It is beautiful. I got a early morning text from Jared saying that it is beautiful for horse racing today in his part of the woods in New York. And he's looking forward to today's card. So am I. Race number 1, 6 furlongs on the inner turf, Terry. It is a maiden special weight, $90,000 for fillies 2 years old.
That's right. And I'm going to start it off with number 1A, Cowichan. She ran second versus similar in her last race, receiving the highest last race speed rating. She has a trainer who wins 33% of the time when bringing back a horse to race for the second time on the grass, on the turf. And she was well bet in that debut, and the jockey in the last 7 days have been in the money 11 out of 16 times. They won 4 3/2 and 4/3. Then number 3, a 4-way stop. She finished third versus similar in her only start. Then we like number 4 is my third pick, Love Tank. She ran fifth in her last race after being really bumped hard at the start, and blinkers are added today, which may help keep her mind on business.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Can't be thinking about them young boys over there.
That's right. Number 7 is my fourth pick, Just to Care. She is a first-time starter whose breeding suggests she'll like the grass. She has a really good workout on June 24th.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, Terry, what's the saying go? Try
again. Yep.
Yes, indeed. So yesterday I tried to get started with a 7-horse, to beat some of the favorites. So today I'm going to take a swing too to try to beat the even money favorite too with the 7 again. So maybe I'm not the brightest guy in the box, but just to care. This one has strong Keeneland workouts, top turf pedigree by a wide margin. So maybe those two things can combine enough to beat the 1A. Cowichan, whose early pace numbers should dominate the horses with experience. You never know with these 2-year-olds, but a repeat performance of the run during the debut is probably enough to get the job done here. Real quick, the 6 furlong inner turf profile of a winner, 24 races, 15 won by speed, 4 went wire to wire. No wins from the rail. Fair from 2 through 7 and 8+ underperforms by half. My third pick is number 3, 4-way stop. Hesitated at the start of her debut. Middle of the road works since, but a better start might be all she needs. And then finally, number 5, Redefined has some early pace numbers too, and I think could surprise if it gets the lead there, Terry.
Yep.
Race number 2, and it seems like we're echoing again, Terry, right now. So
I'll mute my
Financer August Belmont. Yes, and yeah. Thank you for the trivia, and thank you for pointing that out, Jack. And if you have any comments as well, like Jack, please go ahead and let us know. We appreciate comments. We appreciate interactivity. And if you have any picks, I know Jared will be up here in a moment, probably telling us what he likes, and hopefully Charles as well, and maybe Mike Wallace and others. So if you have some picks, let us know what you're looking at today at Belmont Park, because this is a community where we're all trying to get winners. That's the name of the game here, Terry. Race 2 is 6 furlongs on the main track, claiming $14,000 for 3 years old and up that have never collected the top prize 3 times, and 6 furlong profile of winner on the main track, 59 races, 46 won by speed. And I think is an amazing number, is 30 of the 59 went wire to wire. So you better be fast. There is a solid inside 3 bias, and 8+ outperforms 4 through 7. Terry, walk us through your picks.
All right, then. Let me start off with number 6, Forestwood Lane. You know, he has won 2 races in a row. Now he's going for a hat trick. He has the highest last race speed rating and a trainer who wins 21% of the time when he brings back a horse who's been off for 46 to 90 days. Then number 5, True Believe. He ran 4th in his last race, drops in class today, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and the trainer wins 20% of the time when he has a horse that starts for the second time with him. And then I like number 4, Irish Giant. He likes the track and the distance, and he's finished in the money in both situations, 60% of the time, winning 20% of those races. Then number 2, Debo. He drops in class today, and his best start speed is closest to the average winning speed.
Do you know what Debo, where that comes from, or no?
No,
it's not the wide receiver, I don't think, from San Francisco, who doesn't want to be there any longer.
I know. I have no idea.
There's a famous saying from a movie called Friday, you got knocked the beep out. Well, the guy who got knocked the beep out, he was Debo. So hopefully Debo doesn't get knocked the beep out here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's actually a kind of a funny movie. There's some really funny parts in it, but, it's not for everybody. Anyway, for me, race number 2, I'm going to go with Irish Giant as my top choice. That is the 4-horse. Ran similar fractions at 6.5 furlongs, as 6 furlongs last time out. I think could be better in the third start off the bench. And to be honest with you, in this race, Terry, I don't think there was like a horse or a couple of horses. I felt like this is a mush of similar horses. And probably the best thing to do here is figure out which horses you like, and then rank them from the highest odds to the lowest odds, because I do think anybody can come through here and win. True Believe drops in class after running the same fractions at 7 furlongs as he did 6 furlongs last out. And a lot of times when I read through my notes, I notice horses to run a little bit faster in the previous start perform very well in this start. And when you run the same fractions at 7 furlongs as you do 6 furlongs, in my opinion, you're running faster. May not actually be faster, but because you're going longer, you are running faster. Debo, who did get knocked out in the movie Friday, has a sizable early pace edge at the distance where 50%, well, actually a touch more than 50%, go wire to wire. And then your first pick, my 4th pick, but I think we agree on the same 4 picks, just slightly different order. Forest Wood Lane has the best late pace numbers of anybody in this field here, nose away from winning 3 in a row. 2 maintenance workouts since the last effort. I just don't know that coming from off the pace is the way to go at a distance where 51% win wire to wire, Terry. Race 3 moves to the turf, 1 mile and a 16th on the Widener turf. It's claiming $50,000 for 3-year-old fillies. Makes it really simple there. And if you look at the profile of a mile and a 16th wide turf winner, 12 races, only 2 of which were won by speed, only 1 of which went wire to wire. So in other words, you want closers, not a single winner in 12 races from the rail, only 1 from post 2 and 3. So it looks like you want to have the outside. And of course, Terry and I, we're geniuses. We start on the inside.
Yeah. Well, we start on the inside with these females. Number 2, Strong Embrace.
This is your box it up, right, Terry?
It is, yes.
So let me pull up the box it up where we do a $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10 cents exacta box. Belmont, race 5, number 6 to win for Jared. All right, Terry, sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead.
That's right. Strong entrance. She's finished in the money in her last 4 races, winning one of the starts, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. The trainer wins 22% of the time when he brings the beaten favorite back to race again. And then number 3, Vintage Girl, has finished in the money in her last 6 races, winning one of those starts. Gets a really good jockey change to Jose Ortiz. Then number 7 is my 3rd pick. That Ain't Too Shabby. She finished 3rd in her last race, received highest last race speed rating, switches to a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 5, Solib. She likes the track finishing in the money 66% of the time and winning 33% of those races at this track. And the distance she likes, she's been in the money 50% of the time, winning 25% of those races.
Again, box it up, 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. And then want to say hi to Char Philly again. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure that if you have any picks, Char Philly, you let us know what you like, because we like good picks around here, Terry. Do we not? Yes, we do. Yes, Terry.
Yes, we do.
Yes, I unmuted you for a second,
Okay.
Terry, but we're still echoing.
Okay.
All right. So for me, in race number 3, we're looking at my top pick being, we're in race 3, right? Number 2, Strong Embrace is my top choice, like yours, Terry. It's also my best bet of the day. This one has the best late pace numbers. And again, we talked about how horses come off the pace to win at 1 mile and a 16th on the turf. I think this one's going to be rolling late and has 12 good furlongs of workout since the last start. Number 5, Solib, has the top early pace and late pace combination in the field. But I think her best chance here is to go wire to wire. And so far, only 1 horse has been able to do that. Number 4, Radiant Gem, won the maiden race in her last effort and also has some pretty solid late pace numbers. So maybe a little bit of a step up in class here, but repeat performance of the last race kind of might get the job done. And That Ain't Too Shabby is probably going to be your favorite. It is the morning line favorite. Did run the top last race speed figure. 2 wins and 4 races on turf. Nothing else. And it's a Terry special because it's a horse that can come from off of the pace or from the front. So it's got some variety in its game, so to speak. Before we move on to the next race, Terry, which is race number 4, it is your best bet. Let me catch up on Jared here a little bit. I told you he'd have some picks. Race number 6, he likes the 5 horse to win. Play 9 place in the same race. So race 6, yes, 5-9 exacta. Jared says, I'm not touch of a horse, 10th month off a layoff, red flag, toss the 1 in the 6th. All right, well, we'll see what happens with that horse as well. Terry, before we move on to the your best bet at Belmont Park, let's talk a little bit about Gulfstream Park today, where you also have a best bet.
That's right, I do. And let me say that yesterday at Churchill Downs, again, and I've been having kind of a cold streak here. My top pick, Indian Gulch, didn't get in the money, but my 3rd pick won the race, as it's done 2 or 3 times, and won it and paid a pretty good price, $11.20 to win, $7.80 to place, and $4.20 to show. But my best pick of the day at Gulfstream today His seventh race, it's the number 6 horse, Smiling Toothless.
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 He's toothless. He's
Oh,
got
all right, Toothless. These names, I'll tell you. He has finished in the money in his last 8 starts, winning 2 of those races, including the last one at Gulfstream Park and at today's distance. And then number 3, here comes another one, Shoshafaf. He has won 2 races in a row and goes for a hat trick. He won his last race at Tampa Bay Downs and earned the highest last speed rating. And then number 5, Spirit Gun. He won his last race.
Are you sure that's how you pronounce that one?
Spirit Gun? Yeah, I am. He won his last race at Gulfstream Park and drops in class for this race. And the distance will not be a problem as he's finished 75% of the time in and won 20% of those races, or 25% of those races.
And do us a huge favor while you're over at horseracingtoday.net, where you can catch Terry's best bet of the day every single day. But if you want to look as good as Terry or I know Terry gets the lead there, but make sure you hit the HRT gear button up here in the menu, and you'll see that right there. It's a great way to support the show. It's a great way to look great as well. You can pick yourself up a nice Horse Racing Today t-shirt. You can see on the front and then on the back. So the one great thing about it is if you don't necessarily want to go with the apron colors that they have, you can combine it any way you like. So you can make it, you can customize it, as you see in Jamie Martinez. She's even putting writing on hers because her husband says Chili Willie, which is his nickname, right? So you can make it as nice as you want, or well, I think they're nice as is. All right, so race number 4, Terry, is also your best bet of the day over at Belmont Park. And race 4 is a 1 mile claiming $2,500 race. And if we take a quick look at the profile of a 1 mile winner at Belmont Park, you'll see 44 races, 33 won by horses that were in the first 3, the quarter mile marker, 14 of which went wire to wire. There is a strong rail bias and overall and inside to outside. So the closer you are to the rail, the better. Terry, let me pull up the picks and tell us why you feel like the 2 horse here is the best bet of the day.
All right. Well, I like the 2 Crypto Cash because he's finished in the money in his last 5 races, winning 2 of those starts, has the highest last speed rating. The rail post is winning at a 23% clip, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey who in the last 14 days have finished in the money 4 out of 6 times, winning 2 of those. And so he marks lots of boxes off. And then I like number 3, Grump's Little Tots.
Is that how you describe your grandkids?
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
Yes, because they're the little tots of Grumps up there.
Yeah, all 9 of them. So anyway, yeah, I've got 9 grandkids and 4 great grandkids. His best dirt start or speed is the fastest among today's starters. He tied with another horse, not jockey. The jockey has the record in the last 7 days of being in the money, 11 out of 16 times, winning 4 of those. Has a good workout on June 23rd. And then I like the 1A Mount Travelers. He drops in class today. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starter. He's tied with Grump's Little Top. And then he also has a good trainer who's been in the money 5 out of 6 times, winning 2 of those. And then the last pick, number 4, Lost in Rome. He drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and the jockey in the last 7 days has won 4 out of 16 races.
Yes, for me, Terry, in race number 4, I'm going to start off also with Crypto Cash. Horse is not all that far from winning 5 in a row. First off the claim for trainer Rob Altress, who wins at 27% with that angle. And, Rob was a understudy for Robertino Diodoro, a friend of ours at the show. And Robertino is really good off the claim as well. So clearly Robert learned well. Grump's Little Tots been off since November, so quite a while on the sidelines. But the last time Grump's Little Tots came off the bench after a prolonged time of R&R, won the race. So maybe that's the key for Grump's Little Tots to not be so grumpy. Number 1, Dark Storm. 2, you were going to get 2 for 1. You got the 1 and the 1A. The Dark Storm scratched. So what I like about this, again, is the Terry angle all the way around, right, Terry? And the Terry angle is trust the trainer. If they've got an entry and one of them scratches, you take the other one because the trainer knows best. And then finally, number 5, Musical America. If you look at the finishes for this horse, horrible lately, but this horse does have a very robust, strong early edge over the rest of the field. And if it can get out to the lead and maybe hang on, unlikely, but you never know. If it can't get off to an easy lead, run straight fractions and do so with something left in the tank, maybe Musical America as a long shot. Jared, your type of horse might be able to pull up in there and steal this race. Race number, let's see, Jared got a little more. You sure Terry isn't the grump or just a grumpy horse player? I think he's, Terry's never really grumpy, but sometimes he is a little bit, right? You think race cryptos are tough, but we'll play Baez, Entry, and Rosario 2, 3, and 4. Let's see. Rob Altres is a trainer. Yes, I know Rob is a trainer for sure. No question he's a trainer, but he was an understudy to Robertino Diodoro before he went out with his own string, so to speak. All right. Race number 5 is your long shot, Terry, and it is a 1 mile and an eighth on the inner turf, maiden special weight, $75,000 for 3-year-olds and up, foiled in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry. And a mile and an eighth on the inner turf. So far, they've run 7 races, not many, 4 won by speed. 1 of the 7 went wire to wire. The inside 3 so far have played well in the limited races. 4 through 7 have really had the work cut out for them, not won very much at all. And 8 and out were winning at about twice the rate they should. But again, only 7 races, limited data set. Why is the 5 horse in here your long shot for the day?
Okay, well, I like the 5 because Topic Changer ran second at a mile and 16th, and he could improve because he's going to go a bit longer in this distance. He closed to just miss in that last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and they added blinkers today, which will keep his mind on business. Number 8, Sense a Giant, is my second pick. He is a first-time starter, trained by Todd Fletcher and ridden by Flavian Pratt. Number 10, Olympic Dream. This is another first-time starter in the race and trained by Christophe Clement and ridden by Joel Rosario. And then number 4, Silent Running. He's finished third in his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer who wins 33% of the time when taking a horse from a maiden claiming to a maiden race.
All right, so for me in race number 5, I put the little thing down here now so I know where we are, Terry. All right, so I'm going to start out with number 6, a Compromiser, as my top choice. This one in its debut had some really crazy late pace numbers. If it can get off to a little better start, should be really hard to hold off at the end. And I feel like upgrading to jockey Luis Saez will be the answer to getting a better trip. Number 10, Olympic Dreams. I like the combination of trainer Christophe Clement and Joel Rosario. They seem to work well together, particularly on grass. It's the best of the first-time starters, in my humble opinion. Number 8, Sense a Giant. Here's another group, the 2 Ps, Fletcher and Pratt. A great combination as well. This one has the Eddie C angle, where it had a bullet workout and a maintenance workout, and then to work. So that's what we're going to see today from Sense a Giant. And then finally, number 9 is my final choice here. It was a tough call over the 5, your long shot, Terry, but the 5 ran in maiden claiming 40, whereas the 9 was running in maiden special weight 75. And the 9's numbers, race internals, were better than the 5. So the 9 and the 5 run the same race they ran last time. The 9 finishes in front of the 5. So that is how I stack them up in race number 5, which is also the end of the early pick 4, Terry. And the early pick 4 is also our hot dog pick 4 today. We both kind of had a similar strategy here, I think.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. The only thing is that I think you went a little bit longer in the second leg and also the last leg. So, which is a pretty good ticket. I like your ticket. So anyway,
you want to use mine instead of yours?
No, I probably use them both. So that's what I do a lot of times. Because a lot of times you win those darn things. So
yeah, the thing for me is I was a little bit I was really trying to wiggle it out a little bit because I'm not so sold on that first leg, race number 2. As again, I said that race is a mush of very competitive horses, but I felt like we might be able to steal some nicer prices in races number 3 and especially in race number 5, where you got the maidens. You never know what comes home at those maidens, and you catch a 30-1 or 41 to close out a pick 4, you're going to be really happy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. So you ready to move on to the second half of the card?
I am. Let's go.
All right. Let's roll. Race number 6, Terry, is a 6 furlong race. It's claiming $2,500 for 3 years old and up that have never won 2 races. I love the simple classifications today. Again, real quick recap: 6 furlongs, 59 races, 46 won by speed, more than 50%, 30 out of the 59 going wire to wire. There is a solid inside 3 bias, and this time around, Terry, you did play the inside horse there.
I did, and this is your long shot race.
Yes,
too.
indeed. I'm going to go with the 6 horse, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. What's Ric Flair? Woo! Or because I said so. What's Ric? Is that are those Ric? I don't know. The wrestling guys can maybe help me out here, but I think Ric Flair is because I said so in the woo guy. But anyway, this one has the best early pace numbers by a long shot. I'm going to say never mind the late pace tail off in the last race, as Trevor McCarthy, friend of the show, took his foot off the gas late in the race. You read that it was in hand. So I know that was the first start off the bench. I know that was the maiden win, but I do like the fact that even in its previous races, those early pace figures were similar. Trevor gets the horse to the lead. He is good at saving horse, so I don't think he's going to be one of those jockeys that gets him out and, all by himself and run a 44 in the opening half. So Nature Boy, long shot of the day for me, Terry. You don't even have Nature Boy, so you're not a Ric Flair fan?
No, I'm not. Pepper Gomez. I don't know if you even know who that is, but and Bobo Brazil. They're both wrestlers from when I was a kid.
Right.
Anyway,
was that in the 20s or when was that?
That was in the 50s.
What kind of president was Coolidge?
Oh, I don't know. I was too young to understand.
All right, go ahead.
I like number 1, Devil's Code. He finished 3rd in his last race, and the Rail Post is winning at a 21% clip. He has the highest last race speed rating and a high percentage winning jockey. Number 10, Jake Rocks. He drops in class today, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and he's returning to a sprint, which should help. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And this jockey in the last 7 days, as I've said two or three times, has won 4 out of 16 races, been in the money 11 times. So then number 5, Scotto. Anyway, Scotto. He finished in the money his last 3 races and should improve while returning to the dirt. And he has a jockey in the last 7 days, has a pretty good record, 4 wins out of 16 starts. Number 2, Cajun Commanders, my 4th pick. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race.
So Thomas likes Glorious George in this race, Tom, right here. So Glorious George is the, let's see where I can find Glorious George in I don't see Glorious George in race number 7. Do you, Terry? Or race number 6, right? We're in 6. Yes. Okay, I'm in race number 7. I'm just jumping ahead. I'm getting ready for the next race because I always pop ahead on the post position, on the PP, the cards. Glorious George. I don't see Glorious George in race number 6 either. So help me out, Tom. What race are you talking about, my friend? All right. So for me, in race number 6, I mentioned why I like the 6 horse, Nature Boy, Ric Flair, as my top choice. Maybe that's who you're talking about in wrestling. But number 1, Devil's Code, is my second choice, making a significant drop in class, which is kind of concerning to me because the horse ran for a big price last time out and then comes in for claiming $25,000, but does have the most back class. So maybe they're hoping it gets claimed, make a little bit of money, or it doesn't get claimed. Number 10, Jake Rocks. Not the biggest fan of Belmont Park at all. 4 races out, just securing a 3rd, but loves to do the Denzel in the barbershop quite often at the distance. 10 races with a 2nd and 6 thirds. So maybe ready to get a haircut today. I do like the fact that the horse is dropping in class and getting an upgrade to Joel Rosario. And then finally, my final choice in race number 6 is the 7 horse, and that's Forest Spirit. First off, a layoff. Last time out, the horse ran a really robust second when he had a little bit of time in the barn. It was quite a bit of time in the barn, too. Workouts are middle of the road, but you never know, right? The horse does show a propensity to run well when it's coming off of the turf. Off of a long break. Race 7, Terry, is the next stop for us in race number 7, which I was already clicked over to. It is a 1 in a 16th mile allowance $80,000 race, so it's a nice race on the card here today. A mile and a 16th at Belmont Park. You want a horse, 28 races. 20 of them were in the first 3 at the first call. 8 of the 28 went wire to wire. Post position runs pretty fair. 1 through 7 is pretty fair. And you get a bump if you get it 8 or out. So you're going to start off here, Terry, with the 7 horse.
That's right. Number 7, Price Discipline. He won his debut race at Belmont at a mile in a really, really fast time, 1:34.4, as the favorite, and has a really good trainer-jockey combination in the last 7 days. They've been in the money 8 out of 9 times, winning 4 of those races. And I like number 3, Guy. He finished in the money in all of his career races, winning the last race at Belmont, and has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Number 5 is my third pick, Montebello. He has finished in the money in 3 out of 4 career races, winning 1 of the races, has a highest last speed rating, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starter. He has a high percentage winning trainer and a bullet workout on June 24th. And then number 4, Full Moon Fever, finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, switches to high percentage winning jockey, and in the last 7 days has won 4 out of 16 races.
Well, that 7 horse Price Discipline is the morning line favorite. I think he's 3 to 5. So, it's going to attract some money in there. So you got to try to figure out which horse in this race can beat it. I'm going to go with Montebello. This horse has the most early pace in the race. And again, speed has won its fair share. You mentioned that bullet workout, Terry. Did you bother to look at the time?
Unmute myself. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
4 furlongs, 46 and 4. Fast.
It is fast, yeah.
Really fast. So maybe that horse can get to the lead and upset that 3 to 5. If not, Price Discipline was the heavy favorite in its debut, made it look easy, and did make it look easy despite some in-race problems. So a cleaner trip might make it almost impossible. Colloquy comes off the bench after getting the maiden win in the 3rd try. Does have a couple of workout sense. And then Full Moon Fever. I know Full Moon Fever is absolutely Tom Petty. No question about that. This horse is going to show some improvement in the last race, particularly in the first half mile of the race. And again, when we talked to Craig Milkowski from Time Forum USA, he said, pay attention to those 2 and 4 furlong pace numbers. When they improve, it's usually a sign of a horse making his way up, right? Finally, let's see, we got a little more comments here. Let's run through Jared's pick 6 real quick here. I know let me find it back in here. I know the 14 scratch, though, in one of these races. So Jared has got a big ticket. So he's going to start off with the 2 horse, and it looks like race number 4. Then he's got every other horse. He's 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. The 5 and the 7, the 5 and the 9, and then 4, 8, and 9 because the 14 has scratched. All right. So now we're going off, Terry, to race number 8, correct? All right. So, yes, Terry's on mute again because I don't think it's echoing anymore, Terry. So I think you could stay on.
Okay.
I don't know why that comes and goes like that, but it does. So I'll let you know if it does. Race number 8 is a mile and 3/8 on the inner turf. There's only been 2 races, so you really can't take much out of that. 1 won by speed, 1 from off the closer, 1 won from the rail, and 1 won from posts 4 through 7. You and I both like QF 75 here.
That's right. But let me say before we go on to 8, in race number 7, I do think that the 7 is going to be a hard favorite, and I thought it was a pretty good. But, this is a very competitive race. And I think it's going to be really hard for that 7 to win this race. That's why I didn't pick it as my best bet. So just keep that in mind. All right. I like the 8th race. Start out with the 2-horse QF75. He's finishing the money in 5 of his 7 career races, and he won one of those starts. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then number 1, Bathus. He won his last race at Belmont on the turf and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then number 7, Easter is my third pick. He ran 4th in the last race on the turf at today's distance, drops in class today, and has the highest last speed rating and a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 5, Beauty Amazed. He won his last race in Ireland and now comes to the USA to try his luck.
Okay, and for me, I also like QF75, the top of the ticket there for race number 8. Speed might not be the way at this distance, but again, you had only 2 races so far, so tough to sell. But this one could get away with an easy lead on the front without working too hard. So if that's the case, can take him from gate to wire, despite going 1 mile and 3/8 on the inner turf. Number 7, Easter, coming in, dropping from a grade 1 race. And in that grade race, 1 race, did run the top last race speed figure. So I do like I do like the drop in class, highest last race speed figure angle. 21 furlongs of workouts since that last start in the G1. So you know the horse is going to be fit, firm, ready to run. Number 9, Hilliard, had some better numbers across the board in its last start. That was the first race off the bench. So I say that the resume looks like horse will make a nice pop forward in race number 2 off the bench. And number 1, Balthus, Chad Brown, Manny Franco combination. They're hitting at 34% together. And despite that high win rate, it is a 45-cent ROI. And there's probably not many other jockeys that Chad Brown has a positive ROI with. And I think this one's likely to be at the best or near its best form in the 3rd start after the layoff. And then the last race of the day, Terry, on the Belmont card is race number 9. This race is a 7-furlong affair on the turf. Maiden claiming $40,000. Maidens, fillies, and mares 3 years old and up. It's the first time we saw 7 furlongs on the turf today. They've done it 26 times before, of which the races have been split right down the middle. 13 winning from speed, 13 from off the pace. There is an inside 3 bias here, Terry. 4+ are a little underwater, but some similar numbers. This is my box it up for the day. And so let's go ahead and run through the box it up picks. Let me pull it up here real quick so that we can see them. Box it up, race 9. I'm starting off with number 2, Roundabout, as my first pick. Just missed at this level in his last after dropping from maiden special weight 100. Usually, like when you have these maiden claiming races, I'm always looking for the maiden special weight droppers first. But this one debuted at 100,000, came back at 40,000. So at this level, just missed. And this time around is going to get LASIK. So I think the LASIK is going to be enough to push it past the wire. Number 4, Miss Sugar Hill. Terry, are you a Sugar Hill fan?
I am, yes.
Yes, hip. Hop, the hippie to the don't stop till you rock. See, there you go. My rapping debut. But trainer Christophe Clement wins at 31%, going from that maiden special weight to maiden claiming angle that I talked about. And to make things better, he puts Flavian Pratt on the horse. Number 8, Mostly Harmless. That's Terry and I. Did run the top last race speed figure, dropping in class. And if you look at those fractions last time out, man, they were a lot faster than the previous time it ran 6 furlongs on the inner turf. And then finally, Jazz Time Girl is the last of the maiden special weight droppers and has some pretty strong workouts getting ready for this effort. That's my box it up in race number 9, Terry. Why don't you tell us who your picks are to close? Same 4 horses, just different order.
That's right. I like number 4, Miss Sugar Hill first. She ran second in her last race at Gulfstream Park. Has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 30% of the time when he takes a horse from a maiden race to a maiden claiming race and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. Number 2, Roundabout. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and LASIK is added today. And then number 9, Jazz Time Girls, 3rd pick, drops in class today. Her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 8, mostly harmless. She drops in class today, and she has the highest last speed rating, and her best turf speed is fastest than the average winning speed.
Hey, Sean Patrick, it's really nice to see you, my friend, as well. We had a really good time when you joined us on the Players Edge podcast, which is normally scheduled for tonight, but I don't think we're going to be going live tonight. So I'll have Sean will let us know 100% for sure on that. He'll put that on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can see where you can follow us on our social sites at Horse Race, the number 2 day, Horse Race today. Also, while you're here on YouTube for Horse Racing Radar TV, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell, and no matter where you are, if you're on Twitter, retweet us. If you're on Facebook, give us a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. I don't know what you do on Instagram, Terry, do you?
No, I don't, because I don't follow that much.
Yeah,
I even have a hard time with Twitter. I've never really looked at it so much. So.
I know. I like sporadically tweet. I put out a tweet for like 2 days, 3 days in a row, and then I forget for like a month. So forgive me.
The only tweets I know about are the ones in the morning that wake me up.
The birds?
The birds outside, yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right, so let's look at our prime rib pick fours. Hopefully that wakes up our wallets this evening. So we both went, I went $75, Terry. You went $96, the traditional 4x3 by 4x4. I just went 3x2 by 5x5. I was thinking about spending a little bit more money in the back half of the races, but again, the strategy here is hopefully to get through. So I think that 7 at 3 to 5 could be tough. The 5 horse to me is the one that might beat it. So I didn't want to single it because of the fact that the 5, as Jared mentioned, it has some pace, and then hoping to catch a price at the back end to pump up the payout a little bit.
Yeah.
What was your thinking?
Well, as you see, I've got 4 in the first race, and then the second, as you said, the 7. I think something's going to beat that 7, even though I had as my first pick, either the 3 or the 5. And then in that 8th race, I went with 4 horses, and the 9th with 4. I think this is a pick 4 that you can really maybe make some money on, because there are a lot of wide open races in here.
Yeah, indeed. And hopefully we catch some of those prices, Terry. Absolutely. Terry, no all button today. No, we don't give Terry the all button all the time, Tom.
That's right. That's right.
Though he has used it a couple times effectively this week. So
well, then I did read an article about a guy that hit a $35,000 pick 4 on the weekend, or pick 5. I don't remember which one. And one of the things he said was, he's hit a few of those in the last 2 or 3 years. He said usually when he hits them is when he takes and does the all button on maiden claiming races. And the one on this weekend, he did 3 all buttons. I've never done 3.
And then he singled a horse?
Yeah, he singled a horse. He had 2 or 3 horses, another leg, and then 3 all buttons. It cost him like $750, but he collected $35,000.
I'll take that return.
Yeah, so I do the all button when I think the race is really wide open, especially maiden claimings, because you never know about those. And I've hit some pretty nice. I hit an $8,000 one doing that with an all in the first leg and an all in the last leg. So
the all can be your friend, I guess, is the moral of the story.
It can be, yeah. And
it can be your friend. It can also be your end.
It can be, yeah, because it can make your ticket very expensive. But and one of the things I wanted to mention to everybody is you should maybe be looking at both mine and Rich's long shots, because they've been kind of on fire lately, either winning or running second. And when they're running second, they're usually paying pretty large prices. Like Rich has paid over $17 the other day. Mine's paid $11 one day, I think, and like $9 the next day. So take a look at those and see what you think.
Thank you. What I want to say is I know what Jay Marco's thinking. Thank you for the thumbs up on Facebook, Jay. Diane Kenyon Seguso, thank you as well. Nice to see you. And then Eric Verboken, we appreciate always the love on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever it is that you can support us. The thumbs up do help us with the algorithms. We appreciate that. Once again, here are our full card picks today at Belmont Park. Terry's best bet is in race number 4. Mine is in race number 3. So you can have the best bet double going right there. Terry's long shot is in race number 5. My long shot is in race number 6. So maybe another long shot double. We just missed on the long shot double the other day. Terry's box it up is in race number 3. Mine is race number 9. That's races where we feel like there's value to boxing 4 horses in an exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. Our hot dog pick 4 starting in race number 2. We both singled up that crypto cash. So we hope crypto doesn't crash today like it's been in the markets lately.
That's
finally
true.
Our prime rib tickets to close out races number 6, 7, 8, and 9. Hopefully we are able to go home both ways there, Terry. And we can find some ways that we collect both 2 times at the best prices on the prime rib pick 4s. And if you're going to bet today over at Delaware Park, and I know Delaware Park is a fan favorite because we always seem to get a lot of folks to watch the Delaware Park show. So I did this as a favor to all of the Delaware Park fans. If you head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet today, you will see that the free track of the day, Terry, is
Delaware Park.
Absolutely. All you need to do is click on the link in the description down there, or you can click on a link in the description over on Facebook, as well as at horseracingtoday.net. Also, one quick thing, I will be putting a link up on Horse Racing Today as well for Stable Duel. If you click that link and you sign up, you're going to get $10 towards a competition, a free play. And I know there's one for Delaware Park that I think is going to be sponsored by us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go get it today, Nick, so we can have you're at Myrtle Beach, Tiltoga. Nice. Sean's a little bit north of you, I think, in North Carolina in the Outer Banks. So there we go. You made it when, right, Terry?
That's right.
You made it when we Terry's not seeing the whoa. That's not what I meant to press, folks. I meant to hit the block user.
When the porn sites are getting you.
Yes, you've made it when. All right, Terry. Outside of the X-rated stuff, do you have any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I just want everybody to have a great week. I've started the week out not too great, but today's been really good for me. Had a good night's sleep, and my honey bunny's been really, really nice to me. So just give all your loved ones a hug and that kind of thing. You never know what's going to happen in life. Be careful, safe, and win in everything you do all week long.
Yes, I can say for certain from recent events around me that you do not know what's going to happen in life. And make sure you tell the people around you what you think about them, because someday they might not be here. And then what you meant to say, you didn't say, will be regretful. So one of the things I want to say is thank you for joining us, because as I mentioned before, time is the most valuable commodity all of us have. It's the only finite thing. We know our days are numbered. So the fact that you spent one of your days with us is greatly appreciated. We hope if you're betting at Belmont today, just hanging out with your family out at the beach in North Carolina or Myrtle Beach, that no matter what you do, your day today ends up in the
winner's circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic Thursday.